What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video of Schliech Lover 1123, and we are back here today with another barn tour of 2021. So let's get started. Here is our sign. We have it says welcome to Briarwood Stables. We do boarding, breeding, Western English, leasing, and much more. And then here we just have a cart that we sometimes use, but it's just sitting there for now. And over across from the sign, we have our truck and trailer. And in the trailer, they are just coming from the vet. And here is Alaska, my Hanoverian gelding, who just hurt his leg. So it's just like an eraser. I just cut it up to make it look like a vet wrap. And I took the middle divider out of the trailer as well. And then in here we have Timmy, who is just driving back to the barn. And then over here we have our vet stall. And there is Joseph with Felicity, our Holsteiner mare, and there's just some bedding. Right here we have a saddle stand with saddle pads, neck reins, halters, rope halters, leather halters, not really leather, but just like, homemade. And there we just have two bottles, two grooming kits with brushes, hoof picks, and all that, an extra halter, some ribbons, cross ties, and here is Jackson, who is tacking up his horse, Blackie, who's a Mustang stallion. And here we have a few English saddle stands and bridle hooks. And in there, there's just an iPhone and a soda, which is Stephanie's. And back there, we have a pitchfork and broom for sweeping out the barn and picking up manure. And then here we have here we have an extra, hold on guys, here we just have an extra saddle and bridle. And then right here we just have another baby bottle, a thermometer, and that like pregnancy jelly that they put on the bellies to figure out like gender and how many and all that kind of stuff. And then in here we just have rubber band girths, because most of my English saddles broke. And then here we have Abigail's, which is like, I got her like yesterday or the day before yesterday, and that's her new saddle. And there we just have puppy food, and here we have Rocky, who is based off of my dog, and he is a border collie, and he is like almost one. No, I think he is one. He just turned one, so not this one, but my actual dog. And then back there we have Johnny's saddle, which he is a bronc rider, so he has a bridle and like those rope things that they hold on to. Here we have Elizabeth's saddle, yeah, and bridle. Up here we just have his rope. I'm pretty sure it's his rope. Yeah, it's his. Just hanging over his saddle and bridle. And right here is probably my favorite saddle, because it's like, that one's my favorite because it looks mostly like mine, because I have that color saddle and a blue saddle pad, so did not really intend to do that, but yeah, that's I named her after me, so sorry. That is Addison's saddle and bridle. And in here, we just have like our only feed thing. And there's just some feed in there. And I painted these with Sharpies just to make it look more realistic. This saddle might fall. Give me a second. Hold on again. There. Now, outside of here, we have our extra halters. So, yeah. Here we have our haystacks and our rooster. He doesn't really have a name. I didn't really intend to get him, but he was just a surprise from my Nana. So he's just chilling right there. And then here we just have our trophy bin. And then our manure pile. And here we have our lesson horses right here. So here's Alaska's stall, but he got hurt, so yeah. And here we have S'mores, who's not a schliech. She's a Briar Collecta. And she is a Pinto mare. And I love her to pieces. She used to be my second favorite mare until I got my favorite horse. Oh. So yeah, she was just going over there to talk to her friend. And here's her little colt, Firefly. And he is also a Pinto. And he's a colt, obviously. And he's just looking out at the rooster. And everybody has apples in their stall. Right here we have Peppermint because of her braids. And she is also a newer one, but also not new. And she is a quarter horse mare. Look at that little face and those braids. I love those braids. And her foal, which does not, well, I think I'm gonna name her Lilac or Lily. I think I'm gonna go with Lily, yeah. This is Lily, our quarter horse foal, filly, actually, girl. Then right here we have the newest member of the herd, Max or Maximus, our Welsh pony stallion. And he is also a lesson horse. Every stall over here, including these two, are lesson horses. Other than those are not lesson horses. So yeah, he was just munching on his apples. And last one on the wall, we have Mystery, which she was a show horse, and then they retired her because she was really old. And she is an Arabian mare. She is my second oldest schliech. My first one was the newer Andalusian mare. I've been collecting for maybe 2.5, almost 3 years now. So she came with the first barn that I've ever gotten. She came with the Horse Club white barn that I absolutely love. And then I finally convinced my mother to get me the Farm World barn. So yeah, she is now a lesson horse. She was a dressage horse, by the way. But now she does jumping for kids. And here's her foal. I painted him, and then I painted her, and then all the paint rubbed off. So now it just looks like one of those Pinto Overo kind of horses. And this is Coco, the Arabian foal. And these two were just talking to Max. And right here in the two smaller stalls, I got these two for my birthday, for my 11th birthday. So here we have Harley, my Tennessee Walker mare. And this one doesn't really have a name, but it's a Bella foal, but I don't have its mother, so it's paired with Harley for now. And here we have Pixie. I took her foal away from her. It's with another mare now. And she's a Mustang mare. And she was just also looking at the rooster. And then behind them is the stallions and gelding pasture. But out in front of it, we have our little chest with halters for this pasture, just 2 brown halters. And the chest is blue, and the one for the mares is pink, so yeah, and here's the gates. I don't have the lock on it anymore, but yeah, the gate's open. Here we have Black Beauty, the Frisian stallion, and look at that mane, that flowy mane, just so gorgeous. And he is looking into these stalls. And then we just have like the flowers everywhere. And then like this way we have Pepper, our miniature Shetland stallion, pony stallion, and he is just taking a drink from our water trough. And behind him we have Flame, who is our Mustang Pinto stallion. I think they're gonna geld him in a week, so yeah, that's him. They're still trying to train him because obviously he's wild. And then he is running towards Teddy, my American quarter horse style gelding. Yeah, gelding. And these two are just running away. And here we have Domino, my Knabstrapper gelding. I'm making these geldings because I like geldings, because I have a gelding of my own. So, yeah. And he is just munching on a hay net that I made. So, that's him. And here we have Toby, our Arabian stallion. And he used to be a show horse, but then he's like 20 now, so he's retired. And I don't know what he's doing, but he's just going that way. And back this way, we have our little hay feeder with the hay bale plastic. It's not schliech. And then right here we have Bubba, based off my horse. Doesn't actually look like this one, but I named it this one because it just reminded me of him. So yeah, that's Bubba. Oh yeah, he's a Pinto gelding also. And here we have Ice, our Andalusian stallion. And he is a show horse. He's just in the pasture right now. So, and he was just rubbing against a tree stump and some grass. and a little cover up. And I love schliech fences. Like, oh my god, they're the best. And then coming this way, we have the barn. But first, we gotta do outside of the barn. So here we have Cooper, who is a golden retriever dog. He is based off of a YouTuber's dog. Shout out to T. Martin, because he has a golden retriever. And it just looks like Cooper. And here we have Cooper's adopted puppy. Popcorn. I don't know why it's called Popcorn, but I like Popcorn. And they are just chilling right there. And here we have our wash stall. So here we just have a wash mitt, a sponge, some shampoo, and a brush. That just sits right there. I have no idea what that's doing there, but here's just a hose. Nobody's in it right now. And a little towel back here. And on this side, I don't know what to do with those, so I just hung them right there. And here's probably my favorite mare. This is Dawn. She's a pinto mare, and I absolutely love her. Oopsie. She is a American paint quarter horse mare. She's adorable, completely adorable. I made a halter for her right away as soon as I got her. And this is me, Addison, with blonde hair. And I love blue, so yeah. And she is just leading Dawn into her stall, which is the first stall. And here we have her foal, who's I just said his name last night. Trigger. This is Trigger. He's a Holsteiner colt, but I paired these two together because they were adorable. And some stalls have homemade hay nets, so yeah. And right here we have one of the water things. I'm using it as a scoop. And here we just have like supplements, which is just like sand, like Scentsy sand. That smells so good. So yeah, that sits right there. And right here we have Prince's halter right in front of his stall. So he has a stall guard, and so does that one. These are the only two stalls that have it. So yeah, that's Prince's stall, and his back door is open because of that stall guard. And then on this side, we have John, who is just grabbing a lead rope so he can go on a trail ride with his horse. I forgot the name. Dingo. And he is a Mustang stallion. This is his stall. It's temporary, so here we have Elizabeth. Oh no! Something fell. Give me a minute. Okay, this is Elizabeth. I figured this would be me, but I don't wear brown. So, yeah, this is Elizabeth. And she is just putting hay in her horse's hay net. And this is Wildfire, who is a Mustang stallion. His name is based off of a horse of Schliech Horse Lover 200, and I love her channel. Shout out to her. Sorry for taking the name, but I couldn't really think of anything, and that's the first name that came to mind, so sorry. And here we just have a homemade salt lick. And then down this way we have Pandora's stall. And here we have Pandora's foal. I keep on forgetting their names. Cindes. And she is an Andalusian filly, but I paired her with Pandora. And they also have a homemade hay net. And then here's Pandora's halter out front of her stall. And here we have Blackie's stall, which you saw in the wash stall. And here we just have a random lead rope and a hay net that I need to take out because I don't like that one. And there's his stall guard. And over here we have Joey's stall, and he looks really good in navy. So he has, this is the first halter that I ever made, like out of this kind of like material, I guess. Hold on, let me show you. I didn't even mean to. I was just like playing with it in church, and I just bent it and all that kind of stuff into a halter. And it fits that one and Joey really good. But it looks really good on Joey. So he has the best hay net because it's like that. I need to get more of those kind of bags. And here's also one of our newest horses, Brandy. And she is a Pinto Tennessee Walker mare also. So she just got the last stall because it was the only available stall. And on the outside of this side, we just have a bunch of extra loose hay that just separates the barn and the mare's pasture. So here's the mare's pasture. So right here we just have the same thing as the stallions. It's just has plenty more halters for the mares. These are mare halters and only for the mares because it's like pink and purple. And the ones for the boys are brown. And then here we just have a flower pot and a helmet that does not fit any of the riders. So we go in the pasture, and here we have Caden, or Cade for short, and he is a Frisian Pinto yearling, and he was just taking a drink out of my homemade drinker. And then here we just have extra hay right there. So right here behind him we have our donkey foal. Doesn't really have a name, but it just sits in the pasture with the mares. And here we just have a jolly ball, which has a little string on the end of it. And here's a little hay feeder. And here we have Spice, our miniature Shetland foal, and Sugar, our miniature Shetland mare. And she has a blanket on because she like never has a blanket on, so I need to scooch back here. It's like a tight area. And then here we have Luna, our Frisian mare. She came with the truck and trailer. And she is just eating hay out of the... It goes in a locker. It just holds like markers and stuff. But I thought it would look cute as a hay feeder. And this way, we have Juliet, and she is also a Tennessee Walker mare. She is an off-brand schliech. See, I don't think I see a schliech on there. Yes, I do. Okay. Never mind, she's not off-brand. So she was just looking in the arena. Back here, we have Andy, our Andalusian mare. She was my very first schliech horse. Not my very first schliech, but my very first schliech horse, and I love her. She just has I don't know what that is, I was just bored. And she is just in the corner, and this is her foal. This is actually Harley's foal, but I just switched them up because they look adorable. This is Walter. He's a Tennessee Walker colt, yearling colt, and he's just looking at his mom. And behind Juliet, and Juliet was also based off of my oldest horse, which has passed away, which is very sad. Back here we have Vanilla, who is a thoroughbred mare. Schleich calls her English thoroughbred, but I just call him thoroughbred. Look at those braids, like, what, wow. And she was just under their shelter. And here's her foal, Pixie's foal, actually. Jasmine, she's a Mustang filly, and she is just running towards her mom. Let's not pay attention to this one. She is a repaint. I'm trying to make her a Palomino, but I don't have the right colors, so I just painted her and put her in the barn, because she is a duplicate. This is my very first one, and I got that one for Christmas last year. Yeah, last year, so I got two. So I just repainted. You can tell because there's glitter in her tail and in her mane. Oh, this color. Ugh. I call her Blondie. She's also the Andalusian mare. And that is it for the mare's pasture. And last things in the barn, we have our arena. We just have the middle divider out of the horse trailer, which I just have it as a hitching post because I thought it looked good. Over here we have our announcer because they are just now getting done with the show. This is Jenny, the owner of the ranch. Or not ranch, just stables. And I have two of her, so I repainted her jacket, no, shirt. And I got these two with Teddy and these two with Brandy. And on this side, we have our jumps. So these three are our poles. That's a pencil, and these two came with Brandy as well. These two are just jumps. like this, but I use the pencil with that one. And then here we just have our homemade jump, kind of. It's out of one of those rolls, like for the fabric. And I cut this side so it would sit down better. This is the cut side. This is the rounded side. See, it moves around. But when I do this side, it's fine. I just put glitter. The bottom doesn't have glitter, but yeah. Here we just have a small cross jump with grass and a completely homemade one, like out of clay and popsicle sticks and paint. My first ever jump that I've ever made. It's just clay and these two are popsicle sticks. I just covered this one in clay and covered it with paint and glitter. I don't know why I like glitter so much, but I do. And here are the flower things off of the white barn right there. And then logs for a wall jump, and these for like these. There's 4 of them, so I stacked them 2 at a time to make a bigger jump. And lastly, we have our bunnies, Oreo, Snowflake, and Donald peeking through there. This is just their house over here. Okay guys, hope you liked today's video. If you did, smash that like button and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Let me just give you guys an overview of the barn. Don't mind any of that. Bye.